So anyone that knows me knows that if you give me the choice between something chocolatey and something not chocolatey, I'm gonna pick the chocolate almost every time. Except if you were to give me these Snickerdoodles, because these are so good. This is probably one of the best cookie recipes I found out there. And if you make nothing else from all the other videos I've posted, I hope you make this one. So let's get into it. To start, we're gonna preheat our oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Then we're gonna make our topping, which is a 1/3 cup of sugar and a teaspoon of ground cinnamon whisked together in a small bowl. This is what we're gonna coat our dough balls in, so set that aside for later. Then we'll combine our dry ingredients, starting out with 3 cups of flour and then 2 teaspoons of cream of tartar, which by the way is what gives the Snickerdoodle its unique tangy flavor and chewy texture. Next, we'll add a teaspoon of baking soda and 1½ teaspoons of ground cinnamon. And last but not least, a ½ teaspoon of salt. We'll whisk everything together and then set it aside. Moving on to our wet ingredients, we're going to start by creaming a cup of softened unsalted butter in a stand mixer until fluffy. We'll then add 1 1/3 cups of sugar and beat on high until smooth and creamy, about 2 minutes. Next, we'll add 1 egg and 1 egg yolk, which have been brought up to room temperature, and mix again. At this point, you should have almost like a cake batter consistency, and you don't have to worry about overmixing here. We'll then add 2 teaspoons of vanilla, and you guessed it, mix again. We're then going to turn our mixer to low and then slowly add the dry ingredients. The recipe says to add in 3 different parts, but you're mainly just trying to let everything slowly incorporate instead of poofing out of the mixer. When done, the dough will be thick and a little crumbly. We're then gonna roll our dough into balls and place them onto a lined baking sheet. I like my cookies on the smaller side, so this ended up being about 30 cookies in total. We're then gonna roll our dough balls in the cinnamon sugar topping we made earlier, which, not gonna lie, is super tedious and my least favorite part about making these, and then sprinkle a little extra cinnamon sugar on top. Finally, we're gonna pop these into our oven to bake for about 10 minutes. After 10 minutes in the oven, our Snickerdoodles should look lightly golden and nicely puffed. They are very soft, so let them cool and set on the baking sheet for about 10 minutes and then transfer to a wire rack to finish cooling. Recipe says to wait until fully cool. I want one now, so. Oh. So soft. Cinnamony, sugary, a little crunch on the outside. Seriously, such good cookies. Let me know if you make these.